Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the once a month that I do a once a month chat with you guys. So let me get started. First of all, this is unscripted. That means I don't know what I might say. I do have something I do want to talk to you guys about, and it's one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, and I want to share this with you. And it may go longer than 5 minutes, but I want to share some of the things that I'm going through and see if anyone has gone through some of these things. Basically, you guys know I have quite a few friends. I'm really blessed with all the friends that I have. But I recently had to end a friendship. It was the hardest decision that I've ever had to make. I still don't know if I did the right thing, but that's my decision to make. And to be honest, after I've made this decision to end the friendship, I'm doing better now, but that first week I was having bad dreams and I was having a hard time sleeping, but I feel a little bit better now. Basically, I know I've spoken to you guys about this before. I have a particular friend that I've been friends with for 21 years. We almost, in some ways, even though she wasn't old enough to be my mother, we had a mother-daughter relationship, and she enjoyed kind of having me, telling me what clothes to wear, how to eat, things like that. And I was kind of under her wing. And yes, she was helpful, but I was, growing out of that into a different person. And I was changing, but she wasn't changing along with the friendship. That being said, as she was getting older, her life got to be more stressful. And so she didn't have somebody that she shared all of this with, so she shared it with me, which ended up draining me. I know I told you guys this before. This particular friend would call me numerous times. And if I were to average it, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm going to say an average of 3 to 5 times a day. I would say a minimum of 3 times a day on average, and sometimes up to 10. And it would be okay if I didn't answer, but if I didn't return the call, she would get very frustrated or angry because many times she was in crisis mode. Well, when I got the job to do sanitizing in May, I did sanitizing 27 of the 31 days. I said to her, I tried to put up a boundary, and I said, I can talk to you once a day. I thought I was doing good with that. That was okay at first, but I could tell she was never satisfied with that. And then there was some times where she would actually get frustrated with me, and then one of the last times that we spoke, she said, well, I would have thought that you would have called because I was in crisis mode. And then I made a mistake of saying, well, basically kind of what else is new. I didn't say it like that, but she got very hurt feelings from that. Anyway, I basically felt like no matter what I did, I couldn't please her because I just couldn't be there all the time. And it was draining me dry. I couldn't do it anymore. I ended the friendship. I do have to say it's nice not getting all those calls, but I have to be honest with you guys. I do still feel a lot of guilt because I really want to be there for people, but I just couldn't do it anymore. I don't know if any of you have ever had to end a friendship and it was really hard or it's still hard. I had mentioned to this particular friend, you know what? We don't even have to talk every day. I would say most of my friends, we talk a couple times a week, maybe once a week. And if I were to leave a message on a friend's voicemail and they didn't call me back because they're busy working, no big deal. If it was something really urgent where I had to talk to them, then maybe they would call me back. But most of the time, nothing that I have going on is that urgent. So I just know that it was just draining me. And I still do feel bad about it though, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys, that it's been one of the toughest decisions I've ever made. And I still don't know if I made the right decision. And it got me really reflecting on a lot of things about myself. And that's part of what I want to talk to you guys about. And I want to know if any of you have felt this. I really have felt like so much of my life, and I know this is probably common, I compare myself with others. I'm a people pleaser, and I want to make everyone happy. And I don't want to cause waves. I was raised like that. Don't cause conflict. Don't cause waves. And I shove problems and things under the rug and just hope they're going to go away on their own. And for a while, they maybe do. And I'm always seeking validation. And there used to be another friend of mine, and I don't do this anymore 99% of the time, is I felt like, you always had to explain yourself to her or defend yourself. I don't know about you guys, but it's really draining to have to feel like you're always wanting validation. You're always wanting to defend your point and explain yourself. I know about you, I'm 55. I feel like like I've said before in some of my videos, I want more peace. And I'm just discovering more and more about myself. That's why just having YouTube actually has helped with that, because on YouTube you get all sorts of comments about any decision. It could be about what you eat, it could be about what you're wearing, who your friends are, what financial decisions you make, how you organize your house, and that's okay. You can either look at it as positive or negative, and sometimes you get comments that maybe it's not something that a comment you're going to use or take away from. Maybe it is. Everyone has a right to their opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to learn to, basically you have to learn to be able to take constructive criticism, and I'm okay with that. But one thing that I don't feel that any of us have to do is if we make a financial decision, or we choose to wear a certain piece of clothing, or it doesn't matter, put your child in a certain school, whatever that decision is, you go on a specific eating plan. You don't have to defend any of your decisions to anybody, because what one person says is going to be totally opposite from what the guy down the street says. So you're going to hear all sorts of opinions anyway. So I just thought I would share this with you. These are some things that I'm working through, that living life basically on my own terms and not trying to just please everybody and be there for everyone all the time, and just ignoring all conflict and shoving issues under the rug. I don't know if any of you do this. I have kind of felt like I've done this, and there's been some guilt with this also. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that and just see what you guys were feeling. That being said, I'm doing a shout out to actually a fellow mystery shopper, and she's also a psychotherapist. I really like her. Her name is Jeanette Larsen. She just started a YouTube channel. I've watched 2 of her videos, which I thought were really good, and they really resonated with me. She talks basically about living life on your own terms, but doing it respectfully. And I really like her. And like I said, she's a psychotherapist, very interesting lady. I thought, that you might enjoy her. I want to know if any of you, number 1, have ever had to end a friendship. And number 2, have any of you dealt with any of these? Have you ever felt like you owe someone a response? You're trying to defend yourself, explain yourself, and you're just tired of doing that. I've heard this before. Sometimes silence is the best response. That's one of the things I'm learning. The other thing I'm learning, and I've told you guys this before, but I need to be learning it more. I don't need everyone's advice. I don't need to ask people's counsel all the time. I'm a big girl. I can figure out things for myself, because the more things that we share out there with everybody, the more values and opinions we're going to get, and the more we end up defending ourselves and explaining ourselves, and it's a vicious cycle. And that's why I've heard silence is golden, and like I said, sometimes the best response is silence. Let me know if you can relate to any of the things I've said and how you feel about it. I always want to hear from you. I love you, respect you, and appreciate you. And I'll link Jeanette's channel below. Tell her Money Mom sent you. Love you. Bye.